Hello there, everyone. This is Andre of GVGINU. Thank you very much for giving me your time and your ear and listening to what I have to say and this idea that I had been thinking about for a little while. So, we've all been wanting Nintendo to drop that Gamecube, that Gamecube Virtual Console for us. I'm of the mindset that maybe it's not going to happen the way we want it to, just because there's so many licensing issues that they have to take care of and things like that. But I do see the possibility for there to be another way it can be done without hacking or modding the console, because at current you can hack the Wii mode of the Wii U and install things on it that would allow you to play your GameCube games on your Wii U with Wii peripherals like the Classic Controller, Classic Controller Pro, and it works. I've seen it done on videos before, so I know it works. And I think Microsoft kind of inadvertently showed us that this could be done, and that's more or less. I mean, Nintendo showed us that it could be done. Actually, sadly, thinking about it now, when they put the Wii mode on the Wii U. How about just putting a GameCube mode on the Wii U that allows you to play your physical copies of your games right on your console without having to download anything or having to install anything. But with this, I would say give the option to actually install the games on a hard drive that's connected to your console so that you can play them right off of it if you don't want to actually have to keep changing them out. Now, what Nintendo could do is reach out to the creators of the Dolphin emulator, which would be a good idea. I'm like, I didn't think about this before. But they can reach out to the creators of the Dolphin emulator and say, hey, we've got this idea. We want to see what you guys think of it. And your team will definitely be compensated for your work. But we would like you to build a version of GameCube emulation for the Wii U that we can distribute to people on our current console platform, home console platform, which is the Wii U. And there's a lot of possibilities with this, so you're going to have to bear with me for a little bit if you kind of think this is a bit boring of a discussion topic. But here's the first thing. Set it up so that you, like I said, you have your GameCube mode, where it will. This idea kind of is a combination of what Microsoft is doing with the Xbox One for the 360 games, and what the PS3 does as far as PS1 games. Firstly, allow for you to create virtual memory cards. Obviously, they will be forced to be maximum size that the GameCube had. I don't remember what the biggest one was. I think that was I know I have a couple of them myself, but I just haven't looked at them in quite a while. Allow you to create two of the maximum size for the memory card, which it would be insignificant to the Wii U's memory anyway. Allow you to play your GameCube games right off the disc, as well as have the ability to install them on the console through GameCube mode from a list of games. I mean, to make a list of games. And actually, I would say do the same for Wii mode. Like, go back and fix up the Wii mode to do the same thing. Allow you to be able to directly install your Wii games on your Wii U. I mean, at least this is what I'm saying. Is my thought. It doesn't have to be that way, but I think it would be, for a matter of convenience, if you want to do it that way, you can. If not, I mean, I personally would just be popping my disc in and playing it off the disc because it wouldn't affect me much. I really wouldn't care. I wouldn't have to install it, but there are people that I know who would appreciate the option, so that they don't have to keep swapping disc in and out. Just my thought. Um, Now, allow this to work with all of the Wii and Wii U accessories, barring the Wii U, not the Wii U, the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, because they just don't have enough proper buttons, and those games are not set up for motion control. But the Classic Controller Pro, the Wii U Pro Controller, and the Wii U Gamepad all have enough buttons to actually play GameCube games, as well as utilizing the GameCube adapter that Nintendo has, or the Mayflash adapter. Any adapter that will allow you to plug in your GameCube controller and play. Okay? Got that out the way. Now, when you're utilizing a controller other than the Wii U Gamepad, those will be your main controller. Those will be your main... If you're utilizing the Wii U Gamepad as your main controller for your gameplay, and you'll just see an identical image of what's displayed on the television down on the gamepad. But if you're using another controller, say like you're using a Pro Controller, just for an example, you could use that as your player 1 controller, and then the Wii U Gamepad could be utilized in a Game Boy as a Game Boy Advance. So this idea would also set up the ability to be able to fully utilize your GameCube games, like the ones that had the interconnectivity with the Game Boy Advance, where you could have like maps and things displayed on the Game Boy Advance, like Splinter Cell, for instance. When you played it with the GameCube, you played it on the GameCube, and you had a Game Boy Advance that you could connect to it. You could see maps and things, or like you have different territories you could check out. Or with Animal Crossing, you'd actually be able to get to the island, as well as be able to design like fashion items on the Game Boy Advance. Or with the Sonic Adventure 2 battle, you had the Chow Garden thing that you could do on the Game Boy Advance. Just stuff like that. Like, allow the gamepad to be emulated as the Game Boy Advance connected to GameCube. Obviously, anyone with the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy Advance and then the GameCube link cable, they would still be able to plug theirs in and use it that way. Like for a game like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, where you were able to utilize it as your as a menu screen and items and things like that, as well as use it as a controller to play the game, or a game like the Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. Same thing, pretty much, as Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I know I'm just running on a lot of stuff. Or Pac-Man Versus, where actually for Pac-Man Versus this would be perfect, because you could only have one person playing with the Game Boy Advance anyway, so it would work out perfectly fine. You'd have your one person on the gamepad as Pac-Man, and the other people playing as the Ghost with three other controllers. It works out pretty well. And that's why I'm saying, just to be able to run the games right off the disc on the console. It's set up in a way that's pretty much perfect to be able to fully utilize your GameCube games, even without having all of the necessary equipment to fully utilize your GameCube games. Even if you say back in the day you didn't have that Game Boy Advance GameCube cross cable. I have one. Those things are so rare to come by now. But it would work. It'd be perfect. And I don't know why I didn't think about that before. But that's how I see it. It could work out that way. It could be done that way. At least as far as I'm thinking. And this would actually make it Actually, it would make it better than playing it on the GameCube at that point. But yeah, that's my thought. I mean, it might not be possible. I think it is because of how the console is set up. I think it is possible. I mean, it would take some tech heads out there to explain to me whether or not it can or cannot be done. But I really strongly believe that it could be done the way I'm thinking and describing. So I just kind of hope, wish, pray that would be done. But yeah, what do you guys think of doing a GameCube mode instead of worrying about doing the virtual console itself? Since the physical medium still pretty much, I mean, a lot of people still have the physical medium themselves. Which is why I'm thinking of it. So what do you guys say? Thank you very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears out for more of my stuff. And until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.